So I was on Twitter today, catching up and checking out the news on some of my stock investments, namely EV stocks. And as I began looking through the tweets and stuff, I saw a lot of tweets primarily about the stock price. Not so much Tesla, but you go on NIO, stock price this, stock price that. You go on Hyliion, stock price this, stock price that. Nikola, stock price this, stock price that, along with other news. And I thought I would come on here and make a video mainly geared towards newer investors and give you my perspective on things, coming from both a Tesla and a Hyliion shareholder. So what I want to share with you starts here. This is Tesla stock performance year to date. Let's take it from the highs. Since the high point, shortly after the year started, Tesla has gone down about 23%. Hyliion, year to date, it's going down around 30%. 30% year to date. NIO, 28.73% year to date. Nikola, 20%. And if you want to take it by the high point, 55%. So it seems like all these EV stocks just happen to be down by 20%, 30% more since the start of this year, all at the same time. So what? Are all these businesses just failing together? I mean, let's take a look at Tesla. This is news titled April the 6th. So just a few days ago, as of the recording of this video. I'm recording this on April the 10th. Tesla just beat first quarter production and delivery estimates. It produced just over 180,000 vehicles and delivered nearly 185,000 vehicles this first quarter. That is compared to the estimated 168,000 deliveries. So what does that mean? That means that Tesla is probably going to smash estimates when it releases its earnings report, I think later this month. And you think that with that news, the stock price would shoot up and stay up. Hell, if this was released this time last year, it would have. But if we go to Tesla stock and we do it in the last 5 days, it did not do that. Since the release of this news, let's just say right here, it's going down 1.51%. What happened? It's still going down. It just seems like no matter what happens, the stock price keeps going down. NIO, just a few days ago, recorded its 100,000th production car. Great news for the company, right? You think the stock price would do something about that. And if you go on a 1-month chart, it did a little bit, but still down. It's still in a downward spiral. Nikola finally got some good news. Things are finally starting to come together for the company. They're expected to deliver the first Nikola Tre BEVs at the end of fourth quarter 2021. You think with that good news it would do something, right? No, not at all. Hyliion has several bits of good news relating to the testing of the Hyliion Hypertruck and to the sales of Hyliion's existing hybrid models. Go to the stock price, just can't stay up. So the point I'm trying to make here is that, in my opinion, the massive decrease in stock price over these EV stocks has nothing to do, or very little to do, with either of those companies' performance. It's probably due to macroeconomic conditions. I mean, sometimes, even though the Dow and the Nasdaq are, still going up, still approaching record highs, there are certain times where certain sectors can experience their own bear market. And the EV market, in my opinion, is experiencing that right now. That's all it is. So why are you mad about the stock price right now? Were you planning, if you're holding one or more of these EV stocks, were you planning on selling those stocks this week, last week? Was that your day to get out of the market? Were you holding, or were you buying and holding for years to come? And if you're buying and holding for years to come, what's the problem? So for my Hyliion shareholders out there, when you were researching this company before you bought it, because you did research it, right? Well, when you were looking into the stock, you likely came across this overview presentation. So when the company went public late last year, because it's only been public for less than 6 months, it released this presentation in which it gave its timeline for the Hypertruck ERX. Commercialization is scheduled to start here and then be done and out by 2022. Right now, we're still in 2021. So the stock price is meaningless until 2022 happens. Now, if Hyliion delays or cancels the Hypertruck ERX, that's a problem. But so far, according to the the latest Twitter posts and news, that hasn't happened yet. So there's no reason to be mad other than the stock price. The point I'm trying to make is that if you're bullish on the EV or EVs of your choice over the long term, and nothing has happened in the company to make you believe otherwise, other than outside macroeconomic conditions, there is no reason to sell at a stock or be mad at the stock price. Hell, if the stock price drops and you have conviction in that stock, that is your opportunity to buy more, because over the long term, if your theory plays out, you're going to be making that much more money. If Tesla drops to 500, 400, not selling it at all. Why would I sell it? Now, if Tesla reports a lack of deliveries or if their business falls apart, that's a moment to reconsider, but not just the stock price. If Hyliion delays the Hypertruck ERX or the Hypertruck doesn't sell like they want it to, that's a reason for me to cut my losses. But the stock price by itself, no. Not when I'm not even expecting the truck to happen until the end of this year. If NIO drops to, let's say I own NIO, if NIO drops to $30, and would I sell out that? No, not if I believed in the company. Now, if something happened with the business, if they got broken up or, their plans for expansion in the U.S., in other words, got delayed, that'd be a problem. But not just the stock price alone. If NIO fails to deliver these first Nikola Tre BEVs, that's a cause for alarm. But if you've been bullish on Nikola all this time through all that they've been through, and you're still bullish on them, then the stock price shouldn't mean anything to you. At least not right now. My point is that if you believe in these companies, just stick with it. Eventually, these macroeconomic conditions will pass. As long as we have somewhat of a functioning economy, eventually things will come around. And as long as the fundamentals of your favorite company haven't changed, you should still get rich over the long term. But anyways, take care, have a great day, and eat your vegetables.